Hey, everybody. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't figure out how to get sound from stuff in StreamYard or on OBS up to StreamYard. I am on StreamYard right now because our local internet is once again acting up. I was doing test streams and it was crashing. I've rebooted it twice. It's crashing. So, unfortunately, I'm dealing with why I can't get sounds from preloaded stuff on OBS onto StreamYard. That's the one thing I can't figure out. But I assume you can hear me now because I've got the mic. No, I don't. Are you guys hearing me? Okay, yeah, because so yeah, it's something I haven't been able to figure out. This is a last second changeover. Well, about 45 minutes ago, I changed over because I always do test streams anymore to make sure my internet is working. And we were having problems with the old company. We went to Verizon. Everything was great on Verizon for about 4 months, and then Verizon started crashing. Then they decided the box wasn't good enough. They gave us a new box, and everything was great for a month. And then today we're crashing again. But we've been having signs the last few days that our internet box is acting up. And their answer is, have you moved the box to another room? Well, number one, it's in the room that would get the best signal. And secondly, we can't move it because I have things hardwired from it going through the floor, and I would have to drill holes in the middle of floors and other rooms to run wires to the things that are hardwired where it's set up. So anyhow, let me greet everybody and we'll get on with the show. I want to say hello to Sir Greg from Great Northern 70. Hello to Sir Andy, the hot dog pilot. Sir Heath from Humanity Junction is here. Sir Ifo Panzon, Sir Jean of Ricard, Sir Kyle of Stevens, Sir Rayron is here. Our CEO, Sir Tim of Dowd, is here. Our Sergeant at Arms, Sir Tom Couples, is here. Sir Tom of Houston is here. And Sir Eric and Sir Willie, or Villy, from Von Don Eisenbahn are here. That's everybody who's on my list right now as we get started. It's been a very quiet week again. Last week was relatively quiet. I haven't posted videos. I posted one video, which was the analog where I took this, and it's running today, where I took that little shunting diesel shunter and I converted it. But if you paid attention to the video, and I really toyed with not even posting that video because I felt there was a lot of self-hate vibes in it because I was I was confused. And to some viewers I came across looking, well, this is obvious. It's like, well, no, it's not obvious because you're looking at it after the fact. I was looking at a diesel locomotive when I first opened. It's like, oh yeah, that's the motor I'm expecting to see there. And it's going to be an easy take out the relay, put it in the decoder, all set and good. The problem is, I have no knowledge or information on this loco. It was just part of Herb's collection. I have no box. I have no manual. And I didn't even know what it was from, whether all I knew it was Märklin, but I had no model number to go on. And so once I started getting into it and filming it, things did not look right. It's like, even though it was supposed to be digital with a different motor and a different decoder. And then as I looked at it, I started noticing, I don't think this motor in here is original. Well, I got the manual and found out it wasn't. Somebody had taken out the digital motor and decoder, an older version, a 4-switch dip switch decoder. They had removed that and the motor that went with it and replaced it with the Austrian motor and the relay. And if you look in the video, you'll notice that the actual Austrian motor sits in the chassis funny. It does not sit in it properly. It's not square. It's actually bumped up a bit. Whoever did it was a pro. They knew what they were doing, but they wired it in a way that was so confusing. I had to cut it down and rip it back. And then I was so caught up in how everything was wired differently than every other Austrian motor I have switched before. I stupidly got to, like, why isn't there a ground wire? Because the ground wire was not wired where the ground wire is normally put on these things. And of course, the decoder says wire this to the ground, and it always shows the ground coming up from the axles. And I'm thinking, oh, the pickups from the axle. And I kept saying the pickups from the axle. No, but that's one of the places where they would wire the ground on some of these motors and then ground it inside. But most of the chassis is plastic on that, the shell, and much of the chassis is plastic. It's a cheapo from a startup set, a kid's startup set. Hey, Sir Lee and Sir Clive, welcome in. So I was converting a conversion, and it made it a little trickier than it should have been. And then once I got it going and it didn't work, it's like, we're ground. And then I looked, I go, oh yeah, duh. So I was mocking myself in the video, like, the brain's catching. But I defend myself because I do have a sense of ego about my intelligence. I defend myself in that somebody had already monkeyed this. And when I cut it back to what they did, everything but the ground wire was as it should be. And I'm like, okay, good. Now we're back to normal, blah, blah, blah. Run this brown wire here. And nope, that didn't work. I had to run the brown wire to the other brown wire, the brown wire off the decoder to the ground wire, and then stitch them both onto the motor instead of just the decoder brown wire. And yeah, it took some time to figure it out because it was not wired the way an Austrian motor normally is wired, but it's working and everything's great now. The big thing is, Joyce and I, this weekend, we're going out of town. We're going down to Columbus to visit our son. We were supposed to do this, 4 weekends ago, and everybody got sick. My grandson got sick. His mom and dad got sick. Actually, my son-in-law got sick first and then passed it on to, and so we had to wait a couple of weeks to make sure everything was clear. My son didn't want everybody coming down and then getting them all sick. So we had to wait until everybody's clear. So we're going to be out of town this weekend. And then next weekend, we're going to be out of town because we're going to that meet and greet in Canada, which we're very nervous about. And speaking of which, hey, Sir Dwight of Curly and Sir Randall of Ellison, welcome in. Sir Lee of Anfield Road I believe I said hi to you. Next week, I'm going to start an hour early and end an hour and a half early. I'm going to start at my time, 2:00, which is 7 in the UK, 8 in the continental Western Europe. And then I'm going to end at 4:30 my time. So it's only going to be a 2.5 hour stream because Joyce and I want to hit the highway. Our goal is that we can get up to Sparky's by 9:00. That is our goal, is that we want to be to Sparky's house by 9:00. So hopefully there'll still be a few people there enjoying the shed. If not, well, we'll text first and say, do you still have people there? And we'll either stop in or just hit the hotel, which is like 5 minutes down from Sparky's house. So next week's going to be really odd live stream. I might end this live stream a few minutes short as well, because we're hitting the highway literally as soon as this live stream is over. So, hey, Sir Andy of March West Junction, thanks for coming in. Otherwise, yeah, it's just been, I have done no work on the layout. I've been busy with other things. Joyce is getting ready to go back to work. So on Monday, I went into school and set up her computer for her, because the summer staff that clears out the rooms and cleans them, they just destroy stuff. They just take all the wires off, roll them up into a ball, and they throw it aside. And by the time you get it thrown back into your room, it looks like about 20 snakes in an orgy. And for years, it's just been kind of sort and plug in. This goes here, this goes here, this goes here. And then just leave the ball. I was annoyed by it, and Joyce was a little annoyed by it. So I finally sorted all the wires out and then tightened up all the slack. Hey, Sir Dirk, just watched your video from West Virginia. I was trying to watch Robert's video, but time was running short. So I only watched the first 5-10 minutes of Robert's video. I've caught most everybody else's going up. Speaking of other channels, I'm sure most of you were aware. I only found out a day or so ago. I believe it was Rob's father from Rob and Grace, RGJ Trains. His father passed away from dementia or complications from dementia. I guess he had been fighting it several years, which Joyce's mother died from complications related to dementia. In other words, she had it, but she really only had dementia less than a year and a half. But when she had it, she went in literally about 3 months' time. She went from just little signs that, well, maybe she's, could be just, she's old, she was in her mid 80s, to she's completely gone. It was very short from the time she started showing signs to she was gone. And it happened in her so fast that they had talked her into moving into an assisted living home, but it was old people, nice little neighborhood in that, and they all watch out for each other. And 3 months after that, she had to go into a full care home because her brain was completely gone. And she did not recognize any of her kids. She recognized one. For some reason, she seemed to have a bit of memory for the elder of the two sons, Tom, who passed away a couple of years ago now. She seemed to have some sort of memory connection to him. But Joyce and her other sisters, she had, who are you? Every day they showed up. Who are you? Why are you here? I'm your daughter. You are? It's, hey, Sir Leslie, how are you? Hi, Tommy. It's just in the last few years on Joyce's side of the family. My father also died of complications from dementia, and my mother currently is still alive, but with dementia. But those aren't stories I really want to share at this moment. Any of you who know me offline know the story of my family, or many of you do. So it's a scary thought. But in the last few years, we've had to watch Joyce's brilliant mother, sharp mind, quick mind, just disappear, where the body was there, but the mind was gone. And then her brother died of ALS on the fast track. I mean, from diagnosis to death was like 3 years, 3 months. And to watch that case where the brain was there and the body rotted away. I don't know what's worse. I don't know which one's worse. Watching, seeing a body that's alive and healthy, but the mind is no longer the person you knew. It's a cold thing. And so, keep Rob and Grace in your hearts. But when Joyce's mom disappeared, it's always talk about mom died, a year before her body did. She was gone. The last year of her life, she was not the mom they knew. She was just a living being that had no concept, had no memory of what happened the day before, did not know who she was, had become paranoid. Everybody was stealing everything, and she didn't like anybody except her one son. Even like Joyce should come and she just, or her sisters, and she just, why are you here? She just was mean to them. She was very distrustful of them. And it's so tragic to see that. It's so hard to watch it. And then to watch the flip side where somebody is just there, alert and awake, but their body has completely desiccated. I don't know which is worse. God forbid any of us have to be in one or the other situation, because neither are enjoyable. And for Joyce's sake, her mom, it was a very quick one. To think that Rob and Grace said their dad had been fighting it for 8-9 years. And then another channel just posted that, I know who it is. It's not my business to say, but another channel that's a friend of this channel, somebody who is here often, their mother has dementia and has just gone into the hospital again because they can't take care of themselves and dad can't take care of them, but that's their business. They have not publicly shared it, so I won't name it. Hello, Andre. So yeah, it's hard to, the thing is, like in Rob and Grace's case, we're not part of their close circle of friends. We watch their channel when we can, but they tend to post videos and do live streams on the weekend. And the weekend's the one time Joyce and I really are not on the internet. Actually, I have a couple of nights. Tuesday night, I'm not on the internet. Wednesday night, I'm not on the internet. And the weekend until Sidetrack Sunday comes on, when my family, like my grandson and my daughter and son-in-law, they go home, and then on Sunday, I can watch Sidetrack Sunday. But most of the weekend, Joyce has me busy. I have myself busy, whether it's lawn, house stuff, or Joyce wants to get away for the weekend. And so these next 2 weekends. So I don't think I'll be on Artie's show again tomorrow. I missed Artie's show last week, and I'll be missing Artie's show this week. I won't be co-hosting, which I feel bad. Artie's still in Europe. And we'll see. Yeah, growing up doesn't prepare you for it. I mean, if you want to be cold for a minute, if you really want to be cold, you grow up knowing, once you hit an age, okay, I'm 61. Once you hit it, or going on 61, once you hit an age, it's like when people say, like I say, a couple of years ago, actually right into the height of COVID, I had a circle of 3 male friends and then 2 other ancillaries. And one had died before that, but I had my 3 closest friends, 30-year-long friends, all died. Boom, 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 within 14 months of each other. Boom, 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 boom. I went to so many funerals, it was sickening. And on top of that, Chris Winningham died, and then Joyce's brother died in that same time period. So there were a lot of funerals or people I knew and liked who had passed away. And it was just insane, all these people passing away. And people say, well, you're of an age, your friends die. And I always feel that's cold, to say it. And then you think of that with your parents. It's like, you're of an age, your parents are going to pass away. They're going to die. And if you have a great relationship with them, it's really sad. It's really hard to let go. And, in some cases, like dad was 92 when he died. My dad was 84 when he died. Joyce's dad was 80 when he died. Joyce's mom was 84 when she passed away. My mom is 85 now. My dad was 10 years older than my mom. If my father were alive today, he'd be 95 now. My mom just turned 85, but my dad was 10 years older than my mom. But unfortunately, I am divorced from my parents. It's been 20 years since I had spoken to either of them. But anyhow, so yeah, keep your thoughts on all these people that are struggling and losing loved ones and family members. What's Sidetrack Sunday? Sidetrack Sunday is a show that's been around for a long time. It centers on a channel, Rainbow Bell, Newton and Beauville Railroad. but it rotates host and it's on different channels each Sunday, 8 p.m. every Sunday. But if you go to Rainbow Bell, but there's John from Schuylkill River Valley, Dave from DB Tech, Bob from PK&W, and I'm forgetting the fifth occasional host, because it's like Third Rail Thursday has different hosts each week. And there used to be whatever the Tuesday and Wednesday shows are, had it. But let's get to the trains. I have been babbling for a good 20 minutes and you don't care about all that stuff for the most part. Let's get to the trains and see what I'm running today. I am running an ICE4. It's been a while since this ICE4 ran. I'm running my Czech Railjet, which had a problem, but I worked on that this week and got it fixed. I'm running the Austrian Railjet, which has not run a little while, but should be good to go. A Class 186 rail pool with a short mixed freight haul. And then my Flixtrain, which hasn't run in a while. And then way in the back, you can see that little digital shunter, which I guess is called a Henschel DHG700. That's what I've learned. It's a Henschel class DHG700 shunting diesel locomotive. And I'm running that with this little Märklin. It came with its own starter set, which I could have put together, but I didn't. I decided I just wanted to do the all red bit. And it's running with a Deutsche Bahn train fire department with crane. So let me get these guys all in motion. Then I'll go back to the chat. My apologies. The chat is over here because I don't have my chat track here. I'll try to rearrange things once I get the trains running so I can because I've had other adventures this week, which is why I've done nothing on the layout. They all go fast until they hit the that incline, and then they all slow down. All right, let's get the 186. I think I'll run him kind of slow, although some may still think it's fast. Yeah, I mean, you feel sorry for, whoops. Hey there, dude. What's that? What'd you do? That's where I did some repair work on the scenery, and maybe I didn't clean the track. Now that I think of it, I threw the trains on before I finished cleaning that. So I may just have to give that a quick buffing. On the order for the second half of the year, I have nothing ordered now. I have nothing pre-ordered. The only pre-order I had, I canceled because I bought that Model Bahn Union train. So I have nothing on order. So I'm curious. Let me get my other two trains running here. And I'll do that one. And then, oh, that little shunter either wants to do 90 miles an hour or 5. But there we go. And then which way do I want to do this? Maybe I'm going to put OBS over here and StreamYard over here so I can see the chat. And that way I can still control, but I could. Then again. But it's public now, so you should be good. I don't think I can spin that. So I still can't see the darn chat. So maybe I'll put OBS back over here. Or put the YouTube streaming here where I can see the chat. And OBS over here. And yeah, I got to get the guys on the floor. I'll get to it in a second. Bear with me. Hey, Sir Benevigo Creek, great to have you here. All right. But now I can't really see anything. Oh, there's just no winning here. All right, let's get the floor going. There we go. All right, so on the floor, I'm running 2 classics. Let's see how's the chat going. Hello, Sir Dave. Happy Friday to you. No, Tommy, or actually, I think your name's Michael, isn't it? It's been a few weeks, and my own brain's not working great. Yeah, you guys are having a heat wave over there. We are currently at 32, 33 Celsius here. And it's going to be even hotter on the weekend. Not fun. Absolutely not fun. No, I do not have any ex-Virgin coaches. Hello, Freitag. Yeah, Freitag, I would agree. The ICE3 Neo is definitely something on my want to get list. This is going to drive me crazy. I'm going to change things around here. That's not a joystick. That's an unhappy stick. Problem is, if I refresh StreamYard, I'll lose it. StreamYard, you SOB. So I'm just going to have to ignore StreamYard. I'm going to have to watch the chat over here today, because StreamYard won't pull up the chat, because when I used StreamYard to set up the video, I set it to private, then in YouTube changed it to public. But OBS talking to StreamYard, talking to YouTube is so obnoxious. That's why I hate it when I have to go to StreamYard. So again, Michael, you know, we talk, when you're here, we talk about British trains I have. I really only have a small number of British trains, of UK trains. I have the Azuma Class 800. I have a ScotRail Class 68 with a couple of coaches. I have the IC 125 Class 43 in the Swallow livery. And then I have the 2 trains you see here. Let's go to the floor view real quick. I have these 2 guys, although I'm apparently doing the Batman view now, that tilted So I've got some Teak, Gresley Teak coaches, I think they're called. And then I've got a couple of different British Railway, LMS coaches that you see running there. I don't even know what a proper running order is for those. They're steamers, so I throw the mail truck and the baggage car first and the passenger cars. And I always know with steamers, they had the first class at the end of the car as far away from the steamer as they could get it. Other than that, I don't really know much about the running. Hallo, Bodenbahn, Carsten. Wie geht's, wie steht's? Joyce has no models of her own. Joyce has been involved in the purchasing a few models for me, but the only thing Joyce has ever bought that was not on my list that I handed to her and said, here, buy me this for my birthday or Christmas. She bought me a Class 187 and some freight cars, German. So again, I don't have much in the UK. And I just listed everything I have in the UK except for my Beatles, Yellow Submarine, Javelin Eurostar, and my Beatles Class 73 singles and albums cars. That's a great question. I have heard people say, now the old Hornby 003 rail technically should work, but I think the way they designed the pickup would not work on modern Märklin track. Old Märklin track, yes. Modern Märklin track, I don't know. Somebody in here probably knows better than me. I don't know much about model trains. I just buy them, throw them on my track, and hope they work. And if they don't work, I'm learning how to fix things to the best of my ability. But actually, I have decided I'm going to make one drastic change. Michael, 3 Rail Thursday is a show by a group of very wonderful Canadians. It's Chris from Go Via or Go Home. That's his channel, Go Via or Go Home. Mark from M&M Rails. And sadly, I don't know the other 2 guys because 2 of the other original 4 no longer work on the show. And I think there's a guy named Tim that does one of the episodes, but I'm not subscribed to him. You have fixed plenty of trains, Andy. Now, the problem is, Andy and Jean-Ricard, you are making jokes that I easily could go because Joyce will make jokes that she drives a stick shift Dodge, but that's also not for children to be hearing and watching on LiveStream TV. Well, Kyle, that's a good one to get. Abbey Road is good. There's a couple of songs on it that suck because no album by any group is all winners. I don't care if you're talking Led Zeppelin or Bob Dylan. No matter what album they have, there's always a couple of pieces of crap on them. Oh, yeah, thunderstorms come through and it didn't cool it off. Yeah, unfortunately, we had thunderstorms last week that didn't cool off here. All it did was make the humidity worse. Michael, that's At this point, it's up to your parents, but I won't ever chase anybody off, but my channel does have an age rating. It does have an age restriction. I will say, Randall, for the last few years, Toledo basically has gone the entire summer with no rain or just slight traces of moisture. We have had rain this summer. We actually have had enough rain this summer, despite the heat wave, that our 3-year drought warning has been reduced a couple of levels. We've had enough rain. And if anybody doesn't know, Joyce is a huge weather geek. Joyce is into weather. That is her hobby. She's got many hobbies, but weather is one of them. She's really into weather, follows a lot of weather channels. There's a part of her that would like to do storm chasing, and then a part of her that says no. Oh, that's probably true, Ifo. That's probably true. But the news doesn't get sued. YouTube does. Which is why, because that's a big change. Because that is something I didn't talk about in my opening monologue. But heck, my whole show is a monologue. Greg, I say the same thing to Joyce. If Joyce really knew her passion for weather, she probably would have become a meteorologist. But she didn't discover it until her mid-late 30s that she really, because there was a time in her 20s and 30s, she was huge into geology, and she could have easily been a geologist. Joyce took several of her master's advanced learning and even part of her master's classes in geology. And when the kids were little, I had to step aside and let Joyce, okay, these are strata and these represent different levels of Earth history. And this as like, go, babe, go, you know. My grandson has Thomas Trains and Faces. Now, we're supposed to have a bit of a cool off next week, but now they're already saying the highs will not be as low as they were predicting. I will say, for weather prediction, this has been the worst year. Our trip to Europe was so wrong. When we looked, and obviously data changes, climate changes, could change. The jet stream can suddenly alter course and things like that, which will change the weather. But man, we packed for our trip to Europe in June based on the month-long forecast. And it was supposed to be cool everywhere we were going. And instead, Koblenz got warm. Denmark was warmer than it was supposed to be. And Rostock was just hot. It was hot. It was 30 to 35 Celsius our time in Rostock. Well, 28 to 34 Celsius. I'd probably a better way to put it. It got hot in Rostock. Which was fine because it convinced Joyce to finally go swimming in that cold Baltic Sea. But she finally went in. Michael, I don't have an answer for that. You'd probably have to ask one of the UK guys in here, but since you typed it, I'm sure they'll give you the answer. I'm sure there are some Deutsche Bahn. I mean, I don't know. Is the Class 66 a German that went to the UK or a UK that went to Germany? I think it's there are what is it? The new Flirts, aren't those Siemens? Yeah. Hi, man, and hey, man. Wind from the clitoris effect. I think you got that wrong. Wind creation from the clitoris effect. That's an X-rated movie right there, Andy. Technically, the 66 came from the U.S. and Canada. That I now remember. Now that you type it, Andy, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. It was a GE thing. But anyhow, yeah, the story I've started 3 times and haven't gone to yet. I decided to run my Austrian Railjet today and decided to run the Czech Railjet as well because the two haven't run together in a long time. That's a nice shot these days. That used to be one of my least favorite shots, but I added a light over there and it all grassed up. It's not a really cool shot. But yeah, I was setting up the live stream for on Tuesday after Kyan left. I was moving trains around. Somebody, what happened was while I was moving some trains on, I was grabbing some cars off the track and I accidentally let a car drag its metal wheels across a track while my power was on. I thought I had hit stop, but it wasn't. I was removing some cars to put them in a box. So I caused a short. And when I turned the short back on and started to move my Railjet out of its parking area, my new Desiro, that gorgeous Desiro, which is actually sitting next to me here, let's see if I can do this real quick. This guy right here, this beautiful train, started moving when I was controlling the Austrian Railjet. Apparently during the short, because this was in my parking area. This guy was on the track of the parking area. The short caused it to change its address to 3, which is the same address the Railjet. And oh my God, the hell to straighten that problem out, which I did. I wound up having to delete both trains out of my system and then reinstall the Railjet, then reinstall this guy. But I was trying all kinds of shortcuts first. This train, I'm going to start calling this, I hope you forgive me, I'm going to start calling this the Raquel Welch train because it's beautiful, but it's a bitch. Sorry, guys. The best way, Michael, if you want to see it moving is my live streams. Well, there's a video about it. There is a video. Just go into my first impressions video. It's the last first impressions video I've done. It was also a couple of weeks ago, so it should be on my main video feed. Easy to find. You'll see a picture of it. It's a beautiful runner, but there are some touchy issues. It is very, very high maintenance. Yeah, Mon, 3 is the default number, right? Although the weird thing is, Mon, this has a Märklin MFX decoder in it. Modelbahn Union gets decoders from, like, for its stuff that's making for 3-rail, it gets its decoders from Märklin. So these don't have a preset address. They do not have a preset address. They actually, what they do is when you put this decoder on the track, it reads the list of addresses already taken and goes to the next one available. So my Roco has always been address 3 because it will not let me change it in my Central Station 3. Every time I try to change its address, it says, nope, can't do that. It will not let me change it. I don't know if it's a fault in the decoder or whatever, but it runs on 3. It takes the position 3. But yeah, this Modelbahn Union has a MFX decoder. It's also got DCC programming on it, so it goes both ways, but so do the Märklin decoders. So when you put it on, it just automatically reads and sets its own address. They're no longer preset to 3. Rocos are preset to 3. Picos in AC are preset to 3. But the new MFX friendly decoders, they don't have a preset address. It's crazy, but it's true. Hey, Sir John of Mystic Railroad. Well, we're trying to obey the law. My Wi-Fi froze. Yeah, our Wi-Fi is acting up. Yeah. This is why I'm on StreamYard today instead of my normal, because our internet is acting up. Konnichiwa. Not konishi-chi. Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa. I do know a little Japanese. We had a neighbor when I was a kid who was Japanese, and we learned a little Japanese from him. And then my one daughter was big into Japan for a while and learned some Japanese. And then, of course, my friend Christopher, who occasionally is known as Sakura Densha, Christopher's Hobby Blog. And he's got 3 different channels now where he puts his different hobbies. So there's Christopher's Hobby Blog where he puts a lot of his airplane and military stuff on. And then he's got a new name for his Japanese stuff. And I apologize, but if you're subscribed to him, you already know the name change. And then he's got a new channel, which is Woodgate, for his UK hobby. Yeah. Oh, the Japanese love Thomas. Let's face it. America is probably the one country he didn't conquer, but he still got a foothold here. A lot of Americans know Thomas, and a lot of American kids grew up with Thomas. But the difference is where Thomas has a hold is in countries where trains are part of life. Not just freight trains, but like Japan, Germany, the UK, where traveling by train is common. Passenger trains, freight trains. In America, the majority of Americans have nothing to do with trains. And so they get into Thomas as kids, but it doesn't get them into the train world. It's just like Transformers don't get them into robots or cars or anything like that. It is what it is. It's a phase they go through, like dinosaurs. Every kid goes through a dinosaur phase. And then 99% of them leave that phase. That's a nice angle to let you watch the freighter go by, although I just caught the end of it. But yeah, the Japanese are, if you got to be careful when you make a cultural statement, but the Japanese, when something catches on, it's like in Japan, everybody catches on in Japan. They when a craze hits, it's like it hits everybody in the country. The thing is, Japan is often setting the trends, whether it's Pokemon at one time or Yu-Gi-Oh or Hello Kitty, which has been around forever, but all of a sudden it's exploding again. Zelda, yeah, pretty much all your video games. My thing is, it's cool when it's a trend, but one of the things that hastened my leaving the comic book hobby, besides I was tired of the storylines and every writer feeling he had to come in and kill off main characters to make a name for himself, and the company coming in so he could design new characters. And this was going on because the companies, the comic book companies like Marvel and DC and so forth, were now the world had changed, and now anytime a writer or artist created a character, they always maintain half the rights to that character. When Bob Foster, who kind of stole the Batman character from his artist or his writer friend, Bill Ring, wasn't it? Anyhow, it was owned by DC. Superman was owned by DC. All the original. So these new brand of writers, knowing that if they create a character, they would create storylines and get them approved, and they would kill off main characters. Like, I'm a huge X-Men fan, and they killed off Colossus and Cyclops. It's like when they killed off Cyclops, I was like, that's it, I'm done. Because Cyclops is, along with Captain America, my two favorite comic book characters. Captain America, Cyclops, and then Batman in the DC world. Those are my three, and there isn't one better than the other. Although I kind of always lean with Cyclops because he was the Boy Scout, although Captain America was too. That's why I like them. I connected with them. They were the Boy Scouts, the ones that there's a way to do things and a wrong way to do things. And the gritty gray area players became more popular. Well, hello, Sir Artie. No, on the flip side, see, we say Hollywood, but Hollywood doesn't have that influence anymore. The studios are all around the world, and it's the same no matter where you go. And even, to be honest, even the independent studios now have their stereotypes and their crap. But this is not even the movies. This is the comic books. But one of the things was the anime art style, the manga art style was coming in, and all the comic books were becoming manga-like. And I don't like manga. It's no problem. My kids read manga. I never banned them from anything. I don't like the art style personally. And so when all of a sudden all my characters in all my comic books were becoming like manga books, I got a little tired of it. It's like, we don't have to follow a trend just because it's the trend. Everybody's doing it. Well, yeah, everybody's doing it. Don't be like everybody. I think the Shinkansen trains are very cool. I think they're very cool. Yeah, and I have no Deadpool comics, but I have the first 2 appearances of Deadpool. I have the original comic books where Deadpool appears, the X-Force comic books. I forget what numbers they are, but he makes a shadow cameo appearance in one, and then the next one, it's Deadpool. And when the Deadpool movie first came out, those went from worth about $20 that people were paying $800 for them. My copies were probably at that time in the $500 to $700 value range. I still have them, but now they're back down to worth about $50. Hey, I see Sir Michael from McCarville Studios is here. I did see your new building. Very cool. Sadly, I have not worked on my Matt Clark diorama in way over a year, more like a year and a half. I've got tons of stuff sitting on my desk in my bedroom that I bought. It's just piled there because other things came up and I just never got back to it. I've got 2 of your buildings built. 2 more to build. I never even bought. I've got the 2 foot by 4 foot board I want to build the Big Gulch diorama on. I've got the Black Mamba mostly done. Because my diorama will be based on Series 1. And there's nothing wrong with liking manga. I don't read manga to say whether I like it in terms of story or not. I don't like the art style. I don't, it's the same thing happened to all my cartoons. They all became anime style artwork. I don't like it, just the same way I don't get into cubism as an art form. It's great that it's there and people who like it. I just hate it when that art form takes over everything and everybody does it that way. Yeah, if I ever get it done, I'll share. But yeah. Now that I've been working on my static grass here, the biggest thing is, and I didn't show that, did I? I did not show that. Let's go back to the camera. I don't know if this one will show it. I am testing something out, deciding if I like it. And in some ways it's cool, but in other ways it's not. But I got to wait for the trains to get out of the way here. But now that they're gone, you'll see I have just a small retaining wall there. I kind of like the way it looks there, but on the other side where it's full, I don't like it because German doesn't usually do stone walls like this for retaining walls. They do big concrete slabs. But I've got one there that I'm testing out. Oh, you love that. Okay. Obviously, the thing is, I have to extend that. Where's the little stick of destiny? I got it. I have to extend that wall all the way down here because it's designed to go all the way along. And I think that it's a nice break of the greenery. It's a nice break of the greenery, but it's not natural to that part of Germany. And then it would also have to go all the way around to the Delmenhorst station. And in Delmenhorst, it is a concrete wall. Then it's a bit of a green hill. So I might even put a small green hill there. The problem is it gets in the way of the road system I want to put in. So I'm probably just going to do it all as wall and have no green hill section. Yeah, concrete. Yeah, Artie, they have rock walls down there, but this isn't Lindau. This is northern Germany. And in the Delmenhorst-Bremen area, most of the retaining walls, when you have them, are big concrete slabs. And then I'll line some better-looking trees there. Again, most of these trees are just my wargaming trees. Those trees you see in the background, not the 2 little ones on this side of the brick wall, but the ones in the background, those are 40-year-old trees. Those go back. I had those trees when around the time I met Joyce. Those are my wargaming trees. Keep that down. Lego and paint it. That's what German is using now on new jobs you saw. Well, yeah, technically there is a Lego thing to the butt. Now, the other area I'm doing it, this one, no, this one. You can see it in the background on the other side there, where the Czech Railjet's going through right now. And these are just tests. They're not installed. They're not meant to look permanent because in the long run, I would have to add a lot of terrain and level up the ground behind them. But I'm trying to decide what I want there. And what that is some Noke paper rock, glued onto foam board. The problem is it was the wrong foam board. This has got like styrofoam. It's 2 sheets of hard paper with styrofoam in the middle. That's like, very hard to get a good straight cut. And what I want to do is I want to get something else. I might just buy some birch wood and, about 1/16 of an inch thick and paint it concrete and then put scoring lines in it to make it look like concrete slabs. But that's expensive for the amount I need. And then I'd also have to cut it because this is an incline. They're angled upwards. Hey, Sir Tom of Märklin Trains. Indeed, EFO. Yep. But the idea of taking Legos, painting them gray, and then just shaving off or buffing off the top nubs on the Lego pieces is not a bad idea. Or actually, Lego sells caps, don't they? I'd have to go to a Lego store. That would be expensive, but get it all in gray because Lego makes concrete colored and then just put top stones on them. And that way I can shape it without, I don't know. I'm going to have to try that as an experiment. Some people are saying hi. They saw you sneak by in the background. Joyce is not coming on right now. Joyce is working on school stuff. Joyce has 1 week of freedom, which means she has no time of freedom left. Joyce went back to work this week. But let's do the village view, and maybe that will show them. But there you can see the 2 test walls. I've got more. Oh, I'll go to be on the... Yes, EFO, they do. So that's what I was saying. I wonder, what do you guys think? I'll for the one time, I'll ask your opinion. Do you think I could pull off a Lego wall, weather it up a bit, and it would look like concrete blocks? Do you think you could get away with Lego on an HO scale layout? Could I do a Lego retaining wall and it actually look decent? Artie says yes. Lee says yes. Evo says too smooth. Evo, but what about painting it with textured paint? Spray painting it with textured paint. Because we have concrete texture paint. Do you think that would solve it? Again, I'm going to experiment whether you guys say yay or nay, but if you're all enthusiastic, I might just say, all right, we're going to try it. But yeah, I have these. And I cut these board 3 inches because these were supposed to be 6 inches, but they were a little under 6 inches. So when I fold them over on this side, but this side would go against the layout, you would never see it. Or I could cut it off and you'd never see it. But the nice thing about foam board is I can slowly rough it. No, I was doing it the right way. Yeah, this way. I can slowly rough it, even take it over a hard bottle. Lots of options, go for it. But yeah, I think if I did Lego and textured paint, it might work. Hey, there's Sir Bob of PKW Model. But the nice thing about the foam board here is I can really force this into different shapes. And even if you get a crease in it, it actually just looks like a crack in the rock. Which you would have, and then it would be cemented up. So, you know, I could do this, and then all of a sudden it bends, and I can put this into any shape. The only thing is, I don't like this. It looked okay in the picture, and it looks cool from the one side, but the minute I see the full side here, it's not right. I hate to be a rivet counter in that case, but it's not the right look. But now as I'm thinking of it, getting the right Lego pieces and then texture painting them, maybe that would work. Now, Artie, you may not have been listening early on. I will not be on your live stream tomorrow. So I'll be missing 2 weeks in a row because we're having another family get together tomorrow. Last week was the long delayed birthday party for my son and his wife because they both have early mid-July birthdays. And then this week is the family swim party where we all go to Columbus. We used to always go to Zubizzi Bay, which is part of the Columbus Zoo, but I think we're going to a different place this year that's down there near where my son lives. It's supposedly cheaper and less crowded. The only sad thing is they don't have the wave machine. Well, I'm going to give it a try. I don't know. Does Toledo have a Lego store anymore? Is there still one at the Franklin Park? But yeah, buy a bunch of a certain brick in a certain color, or even a couple. And like I said, yeah, sand them down a little bit, and then coat them with concrete texture. I mean, if you guys didn't see Dino, who I did not see Model Railway Shed, Dino. Hey, Lord Allen, Sir Allen of Dragon Junction is here. And Sir Paul of Smallwood Junction. And Dame Paris. I don't think so. I don't think any of my coaches are Mark 1s. Well, hello, Sir Jason. Thanks for coming in. But yeah, so Legos actually are exactly what I need to build it, because I did buy, I think I showed it last week. I bought this, which is actually a soundproofing wall. I bought soundproofing wall, but I thought that would work as a retaining wall for what I'm trying to do. But I would have to buy a lot of these, and these are about $20 each. And actually, I'd have to buy them from Germany, and as of now, the tariffs are going to make that impossible. Don't want to talk politics, but I'm sorry, people. Anybody who thought you would not pay more for stuff when tariffs got added was insane. The companies aren't going to pay the tariff. The other countries aren't going to pay the tariff. They're just going to jack their price up and make you pay it. And it's going to hit everybody eventually, because most of your model trains are not made in the United States. And the people say, well, you should buy American. Well, I'm sorry. Nobody in America makes German 3-rail trains. Tom, I have been experimenting with 3D printing. I have got one 3D printer right now that was a really high-end one. But every time I try to download a file that makes 3D walls, and it says it's 3D walls in HO scale, they're coming out in N scale. And I have tried to go through everything and find out. So I'm frustrated with 3D printing. Everybody else is doing 3D printing. I buy decent 3D printers, and yet something's always wrong. I level everything, I clean it, I work on it. And so, yeah, I did an experiment to try to print some 3D walls. Oh, I threw them away. That's right. Actually, I recycled them. I don't think I have them here anymore. Oh, no, I threw it down here. Ah. Oh, no, that's the house. That's that one house that didn't print up. Yeah, the other ones I threw in the box. I forgot to throw those in there. Oh, well, I don't have any junk pieces. Walters is a Märklin dealer, but they're still importing it from Germany or China, wherever Märklin makes it. Well, and Walters already jacks the price up so much, I wouldn't buy from Walters. I have nothing on order right now. I've got wish list. I do have a bunch of decoders I want to buy, but right now, Artie bought something for me that I asked him to buy for me in Austria, and I've got to pay him for that. And that actually is my train budget for the year. I have already gone through it. All right, Michael, take care. It's always nice when you visit us. I'm sorry I can't answer all your questions or give you more info. I can only let you know what I know. But you're always welcome here. But I don't want to scratch build. I just, my days of scratch building are done. When I could scratch build and trust myself to scratch build, you'd have to stand here and see. Well, even Artie didn't get to see it. Tom has seen my Delmenhorst station and some of the other things I've scratch built. Tom, here from Tom's Märklin. And a couple other people have been in my house, but very few YouTubers have been in my house. My Delmenhorst station is when I was already fading, but it's still an awesome piece of work. I am egotistically proud of my Delmenhorst station and how it's entirely scratch built. The only model pieces in it were some windows and a couple of door frames, but everything else inside and out is all custom built by me, scratch built by me. But nowadays, I can't do it. I can't tuck myself into it. Hey, Sir Andy of Dobson, welcome in. Would I like a chimney on my layout, a big smokestack? No, but I need a tower, although really I just want to use a photograph of a tower. And I went to Delmenhorst and I took the pictures and then somehow I accidentally deleted them off my computer. That is the second time I've done that. I've gone to Germany, went down to Delmenhorst to get pictures to start working on my layout again, and I deleted the damn pictures. I even tried to use Google Earth, but I can't get the thing in frame the way I want from Google Earth. Because I figured I'd just do a Google Earth, print screen, catch it. And darn it, the Google Maps, Google Earth angle is too tight. It's like, I'm trying to, like, maybe I could splice them, like take a picture here, take a picture there. The problem is to get the whole tower into the picture, you have to tilt the camera up, which of course creates a distorted angle. It's like, Because for years, one thing that held me back on Delmenhorst is I've always wanted to build the Delmenhorst Town Hall, and I've offered money for somebody to 3D print it for me. I have offered good money for somebody to 3D print it to me. I still have that offer out there. I will take it out of my hidden honey hole, make a withdrawal, and I would pay somebody. And I've offered good money. I don't remember what the last amount I offered. There's a company in Germany that said for $2,000 they will custom make a building for you. I'm almost to the point where I would do it, but I was talking to Jean Ricard and we said, why not just put a photograph up? And I said, well, we could do it as a relief building where it's a really thin. And when you're seeing it this way, you're seeing the front. And when you're looking from the layout the other way, you're seeing the back. And then I'll just put that little 1/16 of an inch piece of cardboard up and then have the square, because I am this close for the first time in my life. I am this close to truly building Delmenor stuff. I've got everything I need except the town hall. I've got the stuff for the market square. I just need the town hall done. And then I do the market square. I do Langestrasse. And then I do, even though it's 3 blocks in reality, I'll do 1 block of the 3 roads that lead to the train station. It's similar to what I got set up here, but it's different. Allô! Allô, Thierry! Bonsoir! Comment ça va, mon ami? God, I love. And I will tell you, I've been in a funk for a while now. I have been in an emotional funk where every Friday I go, I don't want to do my live stream. But that's always the first sign that I'm having a manic depression attack, because it always wants to deny me the things I like. The first thing it attacks is the things that make me happy. But coming in, people from Belgium and Germany and England, Wales, Ireland, Scotland, the United States, Canada, Mexico. We have people watching the background from South Africa and Central and Eastern Europe. It blows my mind. For all the criticisms we could talk about social media and YouTube, this is what it's about. And most of the times when we blame YouTube, it's not YouTube. It's the people that now basically... YouTube is sort of like bound and gagged in a corner, and there are companies that operate things on YouTube, and then YouTube has to take the blame for it. New Zealand, and hello, Brad, Sir Brad from Willow Creek Industrial Spur. Another video I did not finish watching today was Colin from Woodthorpe. Was laying some more track and an update on his amazing end scale layout. Beauty, beauty, beauty. See, if I were fully competitive, I would leave YouTube, because there are so many people doing stuff that I'm just like, I can't compete with that. But it's not, YouTube's not a competition. It's not about who gets the most subscribers. It's not about who gets the most views. Even the channels that are big now, I don't think they came onto YouTube thinking they were going to get big. It just happens. Now, some people are just perfectionists, and they come in and their train channels are going to be professional because that's what they do. I'm going to get the lighting system and the right cameras. But most of us, we just stick a camera on our computer and we go. We film with our phone and we go. And you can't get bogged down in the YouTube push for get your views up, and worrying about your views. And some people say, well, look at you. You're a big channel. And I'm like, I'm not a big channel. You could look at my subscription number and say I'm a big channel. You look at my views, I'm a small channel. But as I always say, I like to ask people, why did you come on YouTube? You get caught up. And again, once you're close to where you can monetize, you've got the watch hours and you just need the subscribers, blah, blah, blah. And it all becomes, you start worrying about monetization. My views are going down. What can I do? Okay, I'll put out twice as many videos as I used to pick up the views. If you've got one video up a week getting 100 views, you're going to put 3 videos in a week, and odds are one might get 100, one might get 20, one might get 10, because people are just going to say, you got 3 videos up this week. And I do that. I'll have a week where I put 3 or 4 videos up, and then I go 3 weeks where I don't put anything up, like now, other than my live streams. Yeah, and that's what it should be. It's about sharing. And if you can only share with 50, or if you can share with 5,000. And as I always said, the channels I'm biggest with are the people who share their passion, and they're not necessarily about production value. They're about, hey guys, I'm having fun. You want to come and have some fun too? And I hope in some way I try to do that. I think at the risk of sounding self-promoting, which I'm not, what other people say that like this channel are they like the fun, they like the enthusiasm. But I get YouTube professionals, not from YouTube themselves, but companies are like, you could increase your viewership if you would do this and do this. We've looked at some of your content, and here's what you could improve, and we can help you do that. No, I don't want to improve. I don't lie. I would love my Matt Clark or one of my video songs to go viral. I would love that, because I'm a writer who wanted his book to sell and it didn't. I'm a comedian who wanted to perform to audiences. I don't. My audience is a captive audience. Joyce. Occasionally my kids. Everybody else gets out and walks away whenever they want. And even online, my kids can get up and walk away. I do that with my son. Hey, son, did you see my latest video? No, Dad, I didn't. What? You can't support your father? Maybe I need to crank up that ICE a little. The Railjet just flew past it. But that Railjet's pulling 7 cars. The ICE's pulling 11. Is it 10 or 11? I think it's just 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is it only 9? No, it should be 10. Because I've got 2 cars left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, it is only 9. That should be 10. Still, it's pulling 2 more cars than the Railjet. Yeah, well, because people are still coming after YouTube for age-appropriate content. You know, that you put something up and you got to prove you're of an age. I mean, again, I can tell you, you know, that I had students who were watching adult content, 18 and over content on YouTube, because their accounts say they're 23. So, you know, if you can lie about it, so they want you to verify. And basically it's legal. Every so often you have to say, yes, I'm of this age. That way they can say, look, you said you're of this age. If somebody accuses us, or if your parents get mad, you're the one who said you were of this age. I'm not surprised the Railjet. The ICE-4s are actually slower than the ICE-3s. The top speed of the ICE-4 is not as high as the top speed of the ICE-3. About the slowest you would find in Germany. How is our little fella doing? Oh, I'm thinking about there. He's going. Wow, he's flying around there. He's loosened up. I did run him in for a bit, but I think when they get on a live stream and go for a couple of hours, all of a sudden everything loosens up and they start flying. He's supposed to be going 33 miles an hour. He's doing a lot more than that, the little shunter guy. That's the new guy in the fleet. I'm trying to slow him down here. Coming up to you right now. That's the new guy in the fleet. Right there in the back. See, I like having this camera here, but maybe it would... Ooh, there he goes. There he goes. Make everybody sick again. Here he comes again. Camera can't handle that. 2 trains in the picture at the same time. Can't focus, can't focus. Guess I need to focus this one too. That's one of my Nishangs. There. That'll just lock it in at that position. Hopefully it won't do that zoom in, zoom out. I have totally lost the chat here. Where was I on the chat? Oh, that's because I came here to do that. That's why. There's the chat. Only noise it makes. Well, I don't know if he's the best runner. He is clearly running very smooth, Artie. Clearly running very smooth. The problem is his scale speed is not accurate. Oh, that's why you're tilted. That's pushing you up there. Now I got to fix it the other way. Like, I'm already tilted. There we go. I like that shot. That's one of my favorite shots. That shot, and then this shot. I've got so many cameras, and there's some cameras I just don't show a lot. You know, I don't do station view, for example. And now that camera, I thought I adjusted all these. Are you guys like resetting all the time? Hopefully that'll stop that telescoping. Looks like you might be called soon, up to number 2. Well, just be careful out there. But yeah, the only noise the new trains make are those, whoops, wrong way. Cayenne's tree there. Struth! I swear I put the 10 cars on. Oh, that's right. I did take one off a little while ago because it was struggling so bad on the up the ramp. I had it at 11 and it would not go up the ramp. So I took one off and it seemed to go, but after a couple of live streams. So yeah, so I've got 2 of its cars somewhere. Oh wait, I put one of its extra cars on the other ICE4 I have. I want to slow OBB down. He is running very well today. Too well. It's quiet. Too quiet. He's running well. Too well. probably need to get one of the cameras down totally to ground level, but then you'd only see the one train going past. I always like it so if trains are meeting, you can see both trains crossing. I guess I never paid attention to that, Artie. This is a camera I think either I remove or do something else with. I do like this view, but unfortunately it lets you see too much of this mess right here. But I like seeing the trains coming around the corner there and then up this way. It's an S bend. It really is an S, isn't it? You know, you're coming in down here, you're coming in this way, and then as you come up, you go around the other way. So it's a long S. I just need a better angle to do it. I won't mess with it now. Dude, put your pantograph down. You act like you're going into Switzerland or something. Leave your pantograph down, dude. Wow, OBB, you are racing today. Apparently, your rest has done you well because you are flying around like a beast right now. I don't know. Am I the only one that occasionally likes shots where there's trees in the way, but it just feels a little bit more realistic that way? And yes, I know I've got spray painted white trees and green trees, which is hardly realistic, but you know, you get the idea. You get what I'm trying to say. I've got those deer there. What I should do is get one of the little hunter action figures I have and put them on the other side. Cheyenne ought to be home from school in 15, 20 minutes. That's right. They started up. Joyce doesn't get students until a week from Monday. But she's been back in her building all this week. She's got 2 new partners again for the 3rd, 4th year in a row. Last year, she only had 1 partner, but she had 3. She had the original teacher show up, but then was on maternity leave. And then her substitute, her replacement teacher came in and quit after 2 weeks because she was trying to work on her master's in business while teaching during the day to make money. And she just decided after 2 weeks it was too much work. One of those people that just thought, teaching's easy. You just go in and work for 5 hours, 6 hours. And then, oh no, you actually do work. And it's not just 6 hours. So she quit. So another woman came in. And then the original teacher decided to come back in March and chased out the woman Joyce had spent the year working with. So the poor students had 3 teachers in a year. And kids at that age do not handle change. And yeah, it was, and poor Joyce was stuck basically doing the work of 2 teachers, trying to keep the other teacher afloat. And so now the other teacher, the one that was on maternity leave and then came back at the end of last year, has decided to move to another school. And they've got so many new enrollees, they had to open up another 4th grade class. So Joyce is senior teacher of the 4th grade. And she's got 2 new teachers. Yeah, I had to. Well, unless he's got air friction, he's not getting power from his pantograph anyhow, Jean. But yeah, it's so Joyce, she had a meeting with the new teachers. Was it yesterday? She wanted to go in today, but we had to pack and get ready for this weekend trip. So she's going to go in Monday and Tuesday, and probably Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Well, she has to go in Friday. She has to go in on Friday. That's the first official report day, but she'll be in almost every day next week. So, look at that, Eric. Woo, that's a long train. Because yeah, our weekend bags are packed and sitting in the living room. We literally are going to end this live stream, hop in the car, and go. When we end the live stream, we're going to end it a little bit early because we want to hit the road at 6 o'clock. But our daughter's going with us. We're staying at a hotel. My older daughter, my son-in-law, and my grandson, they're staying with my son at his house because he's got a couple of spare bedrooms. Yeah, your bags are packed. Yeah, well, you decided to go to the airport a day earlier than needed. Oops. So we'll be... so then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So again, if you weren't here at the start of the live stream, next week live stream will be earlier and shorter. We're starting at 2 o'clock my time. So we're starting an hour earlier. Whatever time you're used to us starting or coming in, we'll be an hour earlier. And we're going to end at 4:30 my time, which is 8:30 UK, 9:30 Continental. So instead of ending at 10 UK and 11, we're starting an hour early and ending an hour and a half earlier because we want to hit the highway. We want to get out of the house by 5. We want to get out of the house by 5. That gives us, it's about a 3-hour, 45-minute drive. We're probably going to have to pick dinner up on the road. But we're going to try to get to, we want to, if we can leave 4:30 to 5, we should be able to get to Sparky's by 9. Otherwise, we'll be at our hotel by 9, Joyce and me. Just the way the railroad likes them, PSR. Ah, he popped that pantograph again. Yes, I'm messing up the schedule. Hey, look. In all honesty, I toyed with the idea of just canceling next week's stream, but I don't want to end my streak. I don't want to miss chatting with people. And Joyce is going to be at work for at least the first, 2 hours of the stream anyhow. Joyce won't get home from work till 4, so she'll want to settle. So yeah, next week is a one-off. It's just going to be different, but I didn't want to cancel. I have not missed a live stream in over 5 years. And I don't want to miss one. And I have had to annoy Joyce's family and arrive later at things because every Friday I'm going to go live. I enjoy it, and other people can, stop scheduling things for me on Friday. Because Joyce's family does that all the time. They'll try to, we all should get together. And the one day they come up with is Friday. Well, we're busy on Saturday. We're busy on Sunday. We're busy on Thursday. There's nothing going on Friday. We're free. And they'll schedule it. And they'll tell Joyce, it's like, well, Anthony's got his live stream. And they're like, well, can he cancel it? Like, why don't you cancel what you got going? There'll be big news to your channel, too. You're going to run a train. Hey, Sir Kieran, welcome in. Slowly learning Tyrolean. Well, Tyrolean and Bavarian are basically the same dialect. There are subtle differences, but for the most part, the biggest thing is the hard trilled R's in Bavarian and Tyrolean. Ich fahre mit dem Rad zum Rathaus. Wir fahren mit dem Rad zur Post. Just got to trill those R's. And then subtle vowel changes. No, it isn't. Like any language, it will have an influence. It's German and then has other linguisticals. But Tyrolean is a Germanic accent. Don't argue German accents with me, dude. You want to throw Hungarian into everything. Like any language, it will have borrowed words and phrases, but it's not a mix. It is German with influences. Yeah, add the yeah, we don't call it the Hitler mustache, do we? Hitler was Tyrolean. Tom, it's actually probably a good way to put it. Bavarian and Tyrolean are to German what Scottish is to English. Well, it's probably because they got it from the Habsburgs and the Austrian control. Because the way they tend to say hello in that part, they often say the Latin greeting, which is servus. They say servus. Or in Bavarian and Tyrolean, servus. Servus. Although most Bavarians, their standard greeting is Grüß Gott. And then in Allgäu, it's Gresley. And then Tyrolean, it's usually Grüß or Grüßke. It's not Hungarian. Servus is Latin. Servus is Latin. Oh, goodness. Artie, anything you can make Hungarian, you make Hungarian. Let's see how the guys down below are doing. We haven't really watched them much today, so let's watch them now. Yeah, we had a large Hungarian population when I was growing up in Toledo. Hence, we got Tony Paco's Hungarian hot dogs. The famous Tony Paco's, from anybody who knows the TV show MASH, and Klinger was always talking about Tony Paco's. That was one of the anachronisms we used to always. Everybody loved that Jamie Farr, the actor who played Corporal Klinger, always mentioned stuff about Toledo, but he would often talk about things in Toledo where the show was based on the Vietnam War, and people would be like, that didn't happen until 1954 after the war was over. That didn't happen until 55 after the war was over. Well, hello, welcome. Do not touch the live rail. Good advice, although I often touch live rail. And now declare you a knight of the rhomboid table. Hey, do not touch the live rail. You may now post a link to your channel if you want us to check it out. You can post a link to anybody else's model channel you think is cool, or hobby channel, fishing, cars, anything else. The only thing we ban on this channel is no politics and no religion. That's right, Raymond. Sutil is not Italian, although they're now forced to learn it in school, but then they go home and speak German or Romansh. Yes, and I actually saw that and commented on it, people. That was very cool. I didn't see if you answered my question because you were there around the same time about 3 other YouTubers that frequent this chat were there. So I wondered if, but obviously if they don't know you and you don't know them, that's still the biggest thing I'm waiting for, but maybe it'll happen in our trip to the UK next year. I want to have that moment. Peter Jackson tried to give it to me, and everybody's like, you finally had your moment. I was like, no, but Peter knew me. I knew Peter. Peter knew me. I didn't know what he looked like, but I want to have that random stranger. I want to go to a train show or what have you and have somebody go, hey, you're the model train outsider. Where there's somebody I don't know. I'm sure a lot of you go to trade shows of that. You know, like I've been with Alan Wiles 3 separate times now. And I have witnessed firsthand random strangers walking up to him and going, it's you, Alan, from Lord Al from Dragon Junction. I've seen that. I've seen it with even Andy from March West Junction, and I even got to see it a bit with Mark from Dunnicle Dad, where people, oh, I've seen your channel, I know you, where it's not somebody they know already. So when Peter Jackson did it, he did it as a joke, but I already knew him. He comes to the chat and the live streams a lot. Doesn't matter. We all start small. Even the biggest channel one time only had 5 subscribers. Yeah, I got to remember to get my passport back out to go to Canada next week, because we don't have the, we did not get the high-end driver's license in Ohio. We got the extended one, but we didn't get the high-end one that works as a passport because we already had passports. So we'll just take our passports when we go over. Well, thank you, Tom, for posting that. At least we can check it out. In fact, I'm going to check it out right now. $164 subscribers. Beautiful trains. Videos, haven't posted video in a while, but very cool looking videos. Yeah, what the heck? I'll now become subscriber number 175 or 165, but we'll see if we can get more. Get some more videos posted when you can. Took you years to be you. That's right. You know, every channel that gets big, and big is relative, okay? Big is relative. Big is larger than you. You know, when I had 50 subs, 200 subs was big. 50 was small, 200 was big. Then I got to 200, well, 200 felt small, 500's big. And then after a year and a half, I got to 500 subs. And I started having a lot of friends that had channels smaller than that. And they saw me as a, and now I'm up to whatever I'm up to. And my growth has stagnated again. I have had a very quiet month. You can't avoid it because YouTube sends you stuff. And there's these parasites that they watch you on YouTube because they want to get you to log on to their system for help us increase your views. Let us help you increase your views. Blah, 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 blah. You know, $50 a month and we will double your, you know, all that. No, leave me alone. Oh, that's right. Is the season starts today, doesn't it? La-di-da-da-da-da-da-da. Yep, it's in the 90th. I forgot Liverpool started today because all week long I thought they started on Saturday. I'm like, cool. I might be able to watch it before we go over to my son, or they might. I thought they played on Saturday, but no, they started today, so they're kicking off the league. They saw you as Australian. Yeah, you're no threat. Go on in. Yep, the Brenner Pass. Congratulations, Artie. You went where Hitler met Mussolini in July of 1944. July 21st? No, 23rd of 1944, I think it was. Because the one thing is, of everything Artie's done recently, other than he has spent a few days in Innsbruck, and Joyce and I only got to spend one. I would love to see the model train shop he did. But the biggest thing I'm jealous of is he met Craig from CMD Models. That's the biggest thing I'm jealous of. Artie met another YouTuber and somebody whose channel I like and has been a friend of this channel for a while. And when he's not working, he's in the live stream. And speaking of which, those not in the live stream, to all of you listening in the background, the 3 Marks, the 2 other Andys, the 2 other Collins, any other Allens, any other Andys, all of you that watch on Makeup, Joyce and I are just blown away that you guys actually watch us on replay. We appreciate it so much. Your comments, emails, you do make our days feel good. Just to look, Milton Keynes in the UK. Well, I've been to Milton Keynes in the UK. I spent 3.5 days in Milton Keynes in the UK. At Getz last year. Technically, Warley too. Joyce and I went to Warley on Saturday morning, Getz Saturday afternoon, and then Getz all day Sunday. But we got to meet so many beautiful people, and so many people made us feel good about ourselves. It's still that 4-day weekend trip has as good a positive vibes as any month-long vacation Joyce and I have taken. You know, the most recent vacation is always the one that sticks in your brain. You know, right now, Joyce and I are still coming down off the high of our trip to Germany and Denmark. Germany. We fell in love with Rostock. We thought Rostock was a beautiful city. And Andre Eckert here lives just east of Rostock. I think it's east. But we fell in love with the area. Joyce went swimming in the Baltic Sea, and to see Joyce actually swimming in a deep, cold water, big water, was one of my joy memories. Going swimming in the Kattegat in Denmark, that was such a cool experience. It's so weird for me. And again, it's so weird for me to think that in a 12-month period on the globe, I swam down here at the bottom and up here at the top. I swam down here and then up here around, you know, the complete, probably almost the same longitude and opposite latitude. They're probably the exact opposites of each other. What is Ifo looking for? I missed that. Ah, that one. Oh, yeah, that's a sharp loco. That's a beautiful steamer. Yeah, I'll wish you luck in finding that too. That's a cool looking steamer. He's under the thumb. He had to go hiking with his wife for 2 weeks. Artie, whenever we travel, I have to go hiking with Joyce, as you know, for 4 weeks. There cannot be a day where we're not hiking somewhere. And the problem is we grew up in flat territory, and Joyce likes the hills, and I, being a big guy, especially when I was at a bigger weight, did not like hiking up those hills. Joyce sees a hill and she's like, let's go up it. And I'm looking at going, A, it's high and I don't like heights. And B, it's kind of steep and I don't like hiking up those steep hills. Toledo is flat, people. Toledo is so flat, we make olive oil look like Dolly Parton. That's how flat Toledo is. Oh, wow. It's that bad, Artie? That's pretty bad. A lot of times, mudslides, they'll have them open again in 2-3 days. Well, yeah, when you live in that part of Austria, all the hills are steep. I don't know, Andy. I don't think anybody's ever told Joyce to take a hike. Joyce just likes walking. Joyce needs to move. And since she's discovered hills, she likes hills. Now that Joyce has discovered big water, she likes big water. Joyce was always happy with just a river, a small stream. But now she's seen the Pacific. She's seen the Tasman Sea and the other side of the Pacific on the Australian coast. And now she's seen the Baltic Sea. And she's swum in the Baltic Sea. She likes her big water. Yay! Hey, Sir Andy T, welcome in. Go Liverpool, you never walk alone. You on your second wartime black. Yeah, Märklin released a wrong color Flying Scotsman about 3 years ago now. And they just earlier this year, late last year, released the wartime all black Flying Scotsman. So at least they couldn't get the color wrong on that. But I didn't buy that one. I've got the Flying Scotsman. I'm not running it today. But yeah. What is it? I think is it September 18th? What's the date? You need to go September 19th. Yeah, September 19th will be our first ever Oktoberfest Friday live stream. Now that it'll be the first one since I bought the Herb collection. So to celebrate the start of Oktoberfest, I'm going to have an Oktoberfest live stream, and all 6 lanes on the main layout are going to be Oktoberfest trains. And I have an idea, but I need to be able to buy 4 or 5 HO cars of a certain type of beer. Well, we're going to be doing Oktoberfest.
Hi, everybody. And so, hi, Tom.
There we go. Da 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 da. Yeah. Sorry, Artie. Joyce and I both woke up, and without communicating with each other, we both put on Australian T-shirts. So I changed mine because we thought we were a little silly, both wearing Australian T-shirts.
Hi, Greg. Hi, Greg.
So I put on
Hope
my.
you guys are doing well. Hi,
this
Tom.
is a 10-year-old T-shirt.
Hi, Andrew. Hi, Raymond. Hi, Andy.
I don't have many of these stickers left. I've got to find. I should have more left.
Oh,
I don't know where they are.
Hey, Raymond. Hey, Southern Cross. Hi, Artie.
When you say
hi
hi to Southern
Paris.
Cross for the first time.
Hi, Efo.
You understand?
Hi, Kieran.
I have another Beatles parody I might be working on.
Oh, you do?
It's another George Harrison one from the Yellow Submarine album and movie.
Okay.
The George Harrison song, It's All Too Much.
Yeah.
It costs too much.
Yeah. Oh, the commercial.
Hello, peasants. Wow, Hot Dog Pilot #1, EFO #1.
Hey, you're all #1 in our book. How's that?
No, they're all #2, but not in a bad way. You're #1 here.
New sticker. I'm #1. Oh,
you're #1.
That's nice. I think everybody's #1.
What?
I think everybody's #1. We're all #1.
And the more I see its price, the more I want to cry. It costs too much for me to buy.
Well, that's true, Artie, but it was winter. Pretty much everything's kind of sleeping in the wintertime. Liverboard's having a crisis, indeed. Yeah, you went from 1 to 2.
I want YouTube. YouTube has got to make this stupid thing optional where we can get rid of it because I don't like it.
Hey, he's trying to get rid of it.
I don't like it. Well, I can disable it so I'm not included in it.
Oh,
but I can't disable it on my live stream.
Hey, Mon.
Hey, Mon. You got to say it right here. Hey, Mon.
So, hi, Lee and Jackie.
Well, hey. Did Jackie say hello? Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, you got new stickers now. Mm-hmm. Although, Lee, I have to tease you about one thing. However, I need to know I can tease you about one thing.
You gotta okay it first.
Yes, you can tease me.
Yes, you can tease me.
I gotta tease you about one thing. Sorry, you fellas say, well, it's early. It's early there, Mon. And you've had a lot of activity going on.
It is early.
It's early down there.
Artie wants to know if it's safe to come home. Okay, he said, yes, you can tease him.
Okay. You have posted a couple of videos. You've got your new intro and outro. Just a little bit of advice, Lee. The video you're doing needs to be longer than the intro and the outro.
Yeah.
Your intro is so long, your outro is so long. It's not that they're too long. Your video is too short.
The video is, yeah. You got to balance them.
You got to balance that. You know, if your intro's 40 seconds and your video's 20.
You might as well just make it a short. Yeah.
You've got that cool new intro.
Right.
You got that cool new intro. And you put up these two videos that are, you have the intro and you're like, okay, cool intro. That was a very cool intro. And I'm so busy going, nice intro, I missed the video.
Oh, you got your little shunter.
That's what it is. It's a trick to get you to get more views on this video because I have to go back and watch the video because I was lost in the intro.
Yeah. You got your little shunter dude going again.
I had
somebody
him going.
Different.
That's the one I just converted.
Yeah, you had him last week.
No, I didn't.
Did you have last week?
No, it was last week I had the Sheenan bus.
Oh, it's moving. Okay.
Yeah. No, this is the one I converted last weekend.
All right, well, it's doing well.
And it's the one that had the motor that I...
a longer UK trip video with Beanish Train. Okay.
Well, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
He says, okay. We're just teasing a bit, Lee. Don't want to hurt you.
Yeah.
Definitely don't want to...
Just think about it.
I want to know that we can laugh. I mean,
sure.
People tease me about the length of my videos. That's why my intro is so short, because my rest of my video is so long.
Okay.
The problem is with your new add-on, it tilts your camera, your phone away from you to see the chat.
Oh, for heaven's sakes. I just said no. Go away. I go away and it says install that anyway.
Yeah, they're super touchy.
So leave me alone. Nope.
Here, hang on. They are doing it now where you like to have to pinpoint it. You have to pinpoint the tap. And they're viral. I have this on some of my games.
It's just making it go back and forth. It's interfering with the live feed. That's good. You know, I'll handle jokes. You know, not everybody can. That's why we kind of have to ask. The Beamish had their Puffing Billy replica running while you were there.
Yeah.
You got it off? Good, thank you.
No, I had to recycle it.
Recycle it?
Reboot your YouTube stream.
Oh, okay.
That's just vicious.
That was vicious.
Yeah. I have a couple of those on the one game I play where the ads pop up. And if you they give you the X and then you click on the X.
Yeah.
It takes you to their download site.
Right. And you just said no. So why is it giving it
Because
to
they make
don't
the point
believe
where you
you.
have to touch so micro that you have to literally get your finger right on that
you?
point.
Right in the
Otherwise,
middle of the X, huh?
or like to the end of one leg of the X.
Oh.
It's really dirty. And the one that's really nasty is the one that has an X that looks like a delete in the upper right. So you hit it, it takes you to download. You have to wait 5 seconds. The actual delete X comes up in the left.
Ah, okay. All right, Artie, take care. Have
All right,
a good
Artie.
night and good luck with that long trip.
So sorry we won't be on your live stream tomorrow because we'll be out with our family tomorrow.
Hopefully, yeah.
Hopefully we will be together on
Enjoy.
that following week live stream, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, we'll be in Toronto-ish. We will be in Toronto.
We won't be in Toronto.
You'll be outside of Toronto?
We're well outside of Toronto. We're still about 40 minutes away from Toronto.
You have to go through Toronto to get there? Oh,
No.
Oh, I like that a lot better.
Oh no, it's about
I've heard Toronto roads
according
are
to
very
Google hard. With traffic conditions, it's 3:40 to 3 hours 50. 3 hours 40 to 3 hours 50.
Gotcha.
And you know me, I usually can cut 10-15 minutes off that.
Yeah. Okay.
So I've announced that.
Only if you're going to be in Sydney. Ah, okay. Gotcha. Too many X's.
Wow. Okay, we're catching it now. Evo's hanging on to number 1. See, now they got me watching. I hate that.
I know.
It's like a fake competition.
It is, and it's just not good.
Leave. That's all, folks.
Not good at all. All right, Lee, take care. Oh, nope, never mind. Sorry. You were saying goodbye to Artie.
Artie's.
Yeah, I got it. I said goodbye to Artie. I said good luck. And
well, I gotta. Artie bought me those cars. I got to get him the money somehow.
Yeah, it's all right. We'll do a withdrawal. Is it American care? Did you PayPal him?
I offered. He doesn't want it that way.
Gotcha. Okay.
Ching! Yeah.
I know. All right, I get it. Yeah, I don't know.
She only said we.
I did say we. That's
we
Anthony
are going.
And I. Yes, Anthony and I will be.
But we're not going to be in Toronto. We're going to be in Cambridge.
Okay.
We're going to be in Cambridge, but then we got to get up in the morning.
Glad to hear that. Cambridge
we're going to arrive at Cambridge at 9 o'clock at night, and then 11 hours later we have to be up and driving an hour away to St. Thomas.
Is that away from home or
which
direction is it?
All right, here we go. Toledo, Detroit, Windsor, diagonal up. And normally where we split 401 to 403 and take 403 down, we keep going up 401.
Ah.
We keep going up 401, and we eventually get to Cambridge.
Gotcha. Okay.
But Cambridge is not into Toronto. We would have stayed on 401 if we were going to Toronto.
All right. 403, you mean? 401?
No, 401. 403 goes south of Hamilton and then down and around. The 401 goes up and through Toronto.
So we're going toward Toronto. But
we're going to Toronto, but we're stopping short of Toronto.
Good, I'm glad. All right. Then you can tell people you went to Cambridge together. Yeah.
So we're going to be in Cambridge.
We're going to be in Cambridge.
We didn't go to Cambridge when we were in the UK. That was kind of on my, if we have time, we'll do it while we're in London. And then we just decided,
Yeah.
You like Hamilton. We have never been in Hamilton other than on the old expressway that went through Hamilton before they built the double highway bypass around Hamilton to go to Niagara Falls. Because we have been to Niagara Falls
a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't mind going back again. We love it.
And we love Niagara Falls.
That is pretty. You know how much we like water, so.
But the problem is,
it's a thing.
we were doing that when we weren't traveling.
Right.
Although
Yeah.
technically that's traveling
It
too.
counts as traveling. Well, we were traveling the way we travel now.
But with us, you know, even early in our exchange program where we would go with our students for 2.5 weeks to Germany, we would have a much longer summer. But now that we spend
Yeah, they sure are.
4 weeks traveling, when we get back, she feels like her vacation's already ending.
I don't really feel like it's ending. I just feel like we've got to get our summer routine going so it feels like summer.
Tennis, kayak, but you always have this weekend planned with the which it was supposed to be 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was supposed to be 3 weeks ago, but yeah,
we always do a weekend where we go down to Columbus. Because even before my son...
last year was the first time we did it in July. It's always been an August thing.
It's always been an August thing? Okay. Well, we've done this with our kids for years and years. It's just now my son lives down there, so it's an excuse to go visit my son. And then we all go over there.
Yeah.
I have been to Niagara Falls in late winter, but it was snowy. In fact, they had a blizzard across the river. We had some snow and ice.
It was
in Buffalo, they got a foot of snow.
It was a very cold rain. And we were very much of the thought this would have been a lot more comfortable in snow.
Well,
it was cold. All right, I got a new pair of gloves because I got the main one I was wearing wet. Oh.
But that was with German students.
Yeah, it was.
But we went to Niagara Falls for our 10th wedding anniversary.
I think so.
Because the 5th we went to was West Virginia and our first whitewater rafting.
No.
Yeah. Or our 5th was Niagara Falls and our 10th was whitewater rafting.
That might be.
All right. Yeah. So our 10th was our whitewater rafting excursion, which began a lot of. I know we want to go back, and every year, and again, they're saying, "Oh, we want to go back to Niagara Falls."
I know.
This is why you need to retire. Then we can do all these things again.
Well, we do that October trip.
Well, this time next year, you will be starting your last year.
Correct.
Unless something happens this year where you go, "That's it, I'm out this year."
Nature or nurture? Yes. It's in my nature and it nurtures me.
Well, I think he's wondering if it's just innate in you or if you were brought up to do it. No, she was not brought up to hike.
No.
But she does have ADHD. So, moving. Always moving. She is hiking while we're sitting here.
This is true.
I don't want to embarrass her. Because she is self-conscious about it. But yes, she is hiking while we're sitting here.
I was of that generation where your parents kicked you out in the morning and didn't expect you back until the streetlights went off.
I'm still trying to figure out a way that I can connect her to a power source and she could run my trains.
Yeah.
Or just power the house.
So anyway, it's just the way I am. I am happiest when I'm moving. More than this, to be honest. But
well, to be honest, I'm happy when you're moving too. Bounce. But that's a different story.
So.
But our young child left.
It's just the way I am.
And I'm not. If I have a purpose to move, I can keep up with most people. But I'm also very sedentary. I can sit down and not move and be quite happy. But like when I was playing sports, nobody ran harder. Nobody played harder than I did.
Sure, yeah.
But nobody relaxes harder than I do.
Yeah, he does relax well. Yeah, I guess so. I wonder why.
Well, it's a distractive thing. I mean, I don't know.
I can see the running trains distracting.
I don't know. I will say, as somebody who didn't grow up in the hobby, I do find more than any hobby I've done, when I would sit down here and run my trains, because I don't run my trains now except for the live stream.
Yeah.
Or the brief time I set them up. But,
or if you're running a train or something like that.
Yeah. But when I am down here and running my trains, and it's even when it's, even with the live stream, but definitely when it was when I wasn't live streaming, but I'd run my train. There is a relaxation to it. It is. You zone out to it. You can easily zone out to it. You just sit here and listen to the sound, and it's like white noise, and it's very relaxing. It's very comforting, and then you can just pick which train you want and go, oh, I like that one. Boy, that looks cool over there, which is why I started putting the cameras in. Boy, I like that shot there, but I can't get back there. But a camera can.
So thank you, Lena.
Well, hello, Sir Aaron.
Well, thank you, Aaron. I complained at a school nurse once because I said, I just read somewhere that when you fidget, you burn like 30 calories an hour or something. I said, how come I'm not skinnier? And her answer was, well, if you stop fidgeting, think how much bigger you'd be. Bitch. That didn't make me feel good at all. So anyway. Yeah, I have 2 new colleagues this year.
But unfortunately, that's your Celtic blood in you. That's your Celtic blood. You have a little bit of Celtic build to you.
Oh,
broader shoulders, broader hips. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll never be a model.
Your mom had more German in her.
Yeah. Must be a blur then. Yeah.
Yeah, they always talk about the spectrum, but I think autism is a web, and there's many different variations, because I was originally diagnosed as a little kid, and my parents' response to it, rather than learning about it and getting me treated and dealing with it, was to move me to a different school.
Right. Where they didn't talk about those silly things.
Yeah, but that was 1968, 69. So that was just one of those things. That was just one of those things that, oh my God, our kids got some sort of, no, we got to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Let's call you Captain Scarlet.
So, yeah, and it's like the youngest, apparently he's
then I self-diagnosed
on the spectrum, and then the eldest says, oh yeah, I am too, Mom. So apparently we're 3 for 3.
All 3 of our kids have been there somewhere on the spectrum now.
They're very high functioning.
The problem is they're expanding the spectrum.
Yeah, they're all 3 of them
I don't know if it's a good or a bad
all
thing.
3 of them are very high functioning. So they don't need Mom and Dad to pave the way for them.
Our one daughter is probably, out of all of us that are diagnosed, our one daughter is probably the highest.
She's the
highest on the spectrum. I'm probably second, and then my other 2 kids would be below. But my thing is, I self-diagnosed when I was very young, because anytime somebody said that I either had something or I had I studied it.
Mm-hmm.
At 8 o'clock, I'm reading books on psychiatry, physiology, and at 8 years old.
The library a lot.
I said at 8 o'clock.
That was before the interview.
At 8 years old, I'm reading.
I sort of wondered about 8 o'clock had to do with
it. Yeah, I'm reading stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I eventually got diagnosed.
It was free library and.
Oh yeah, libraries were my sanctuary.
Pre-internet, so it was all library.
Libraries were my sanctuary. Fortunately, most of the thugs in my neighborhood didn't go near the library.
Yeah.
Of course, the library originally was up Richards Road and to the left when I was a kid, and then it moved way down Bancroft to Reynolds.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Jeff.
Moved to Bancroft to Reynolds. Hello, Sir Jeff. Welcome in. But it's the problem is I had so many things going on when I was a kid which is fortunately, and maybe it's why I became a teacher. I never, at 15, 16, 17, I never thought of becoming a teacher. I was a lawyer. I was going to be a lawyer and a writer. And I was only going to be a lawyer until the writing career took off. Obviously, I didn't go into law, and the writing career didn't take off. But in college, I was a triple major. I was majoring in German and English. And then, well, what are you going to do with an English degree? And like, are you going to go into journalism? And I didn't want to be a journalist, so I didn't go into journalism. And I was like, well, what do you do with an English degree? Well, you either work in a stuffy university or in somewhere like academia. Even though I was academically drawn, I wasn't drawn to academia. And really, my love was poetry. I wanted to write and publish poetry.
It's a good question, Tom.
I don't know if it's an evolutionary step. I think as they keep defining it and redefining it and broadening its horizons, as Monsville was kind of mentioning, it's something more and more we're going to find we all have some element of it because it's probably a human thing. There might be a DNA.
Yeah, it could be.
But clearly our society isn't built for the people that have it at the highest degrees, and it's hard. But so.
Okay.
But, it's the thing, like, there's, now autism, like ADHD is now considered a part of autism, or autism is a part of ADHD. All I know is I have both. So I can be hyper-focused or heavily distracted. I can watch 3 movies or 3 live streams and know exactly what's going on with each. Or I can be watching one and be totally oblivious to it because my brain is in 40 other places.
Yeah.
I can play a certain video game and lose track of hours. Joyce will come and go and say, you didn't even notice I was gone, did you? I was like, you left somewhere?
Yeah. That's good, Lee. I'm getting ready for the school year. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, just getting ready for the...
Oh, we're also getting ready to travel.
I actually have decided a new project for next week.
Yeah?
That's getting grass.
Oh. Okay, then.
Except I don't have enough.
Well, I'm not
So
surprised.
some of it's going to get some grass.
Well, trip up to the hobby store.
I'm gonna put a little bit of scenery on the 00 scale.
Yeah, the hyper focus.
While I'm waiting for the to decide how to do the concrete walls here, I thought I could kill off a day or two and put some scenery down here. I don't know if I'll get to it, but it's a plan.
Yeah, it's hot here too.
Yeah, we're 90 degrees Fahrenheit here.
Mm-hmm. And I'm tired of it. It's just been a lot of 90s and a lot of very humid days. And
our libraries are paid by, you guys say the council, ours are paid by the municipality. So we live in the city of Toledo. So it's the Toledo Lucas County Public Libraries. Because Toledo and Toledoans pay the vast majority, even though there are wealthier suburbs, Toledoans pay for most of it.
Mm-hmm. Well, and they are such a hub. Yeah, I think that's tomorrow's weather. I don't think we're quite that warm today. I think we're more upper 80s and.
Oh, I thought
90s.
we were 90.
I
saw
think
somewhere
we
hit 90 because last I saw was 88, and that was an hour and a half ago.
It sounds like it'll be a hot weekend, both here in Columbus. So.
And my God, it's not Joyce's river; it's my river that I originally planned, the Baser River. I don't know when I'll get to
river?
it. the final decision on the river is one of the last things I'm going to do on this layout. I am now focused on finishing Delmenhorst. I want these retaining walls in.
Yeah.
I want the retaining walls in. Then I'm going to do the Fowler car, and when that's done, I'm building the city of Delmenhorst properly. And that is all stuff. I just got to get these walls, and I'm hot to trot on these walls, but my train budget is dead for a couple of months.
Well, it adds to the heat, Jeff. It's not just the corn. All plants transpirize, so
yeah,
that's been a big thing going around. It's all the corn. The corn's helping, but so are the trees and the grass and the bushes and everything else. Yeah, we keep having storms go around us.
Yeah, Toledo still gets the storm split and go around.
It's been almost comically horrible this year. Just how badly it just circles around us. And it's like our daughter will get rain across town and we don't see a drop here.
Yeah, I said AD. You're ADHD. I'm ADD, which autism is considered. I forget, is it ADD is considered part of autism now, or autism is considered part of ADD? They're saying they're linked.
Yeah. Oh, it's okay. It's a handful of things that are increasing it.
Because that's
to be honest, the biggest reason around here we think we miss storms is our lake. Because we are at the western butt end of the lake, and we think it pushes things north and south.
But as we've explained before, Toledo is in a geological as well as emotional depression.
I teach 10-year-olds.
Which creates a thick
sheer science
bubble
and social
of
studies.
air. So storms hit it and split. But my thing is, with autism and ADD that's why I said I bounce. I could be hyper-focused or scattered and can't focus on anything. And then you add to it, whether this is nature or nurture, the manic depression I suffer from. Is that connected to my ADD? Is it connected to my autism? Don't know, but yeah, it's not a lot of fun up in here.
Yeah, maybe you should ask for a referral from your doctor and get evaluated. You maybe get something to help. Everybody just sort of slowed down a little bit.
What's an old school term?
Yeah, which one's an old school term? Yeah. Yeah, your mind's the most dangerous neighborhood you could be in. The manic depressive.
It's still used. It is still used, but it gets mixed in with so many things.
Yeah, I think the dictionary of psychotic things, it does call it something different now.
Well, it can be called bipolar, but it's actually not. It's separate from bipolar.
Yeah, I
but
think
most people who are
bipolar's
manic depression are bipolar.
I don't think you're bipolar. I've met a few bipolar people. Have chocolate. Keeps you calm. Yep, keep telling yourself that. You're headed to Kansas
It's also
City.
connected to schizophrenia. The problem is it's hard to say whether it's a genetic thing and that you're wired that way, because my mom was severe manic depression. My mom had mental illnesses where she literally needed to be evaluated, medicated, and potentially institutionalized.
Yes, good.
You're traveling. You're off to Kansas City next week. We're off to Canada next week. But we but it can also affect the way we learn, not just what we're drawn to. You know, there's a lot of things that quote can help you. You know, hyperfocus can help you with some things, but it can also make things, you know, everything is a double-sided, two-edged sword, double-sided sword. It can provide a bonus, it can provide a detriment, and in some ways, how other things factor in our world can decide whether it's going to be more a bonus. Because people with hyperfocus, it's great for concentrating because certain professions really need you hyperfocus, but you can also get locked in to a certain way of thinking, and this is how it's done, and you don't see the, you know, the old phrase, thinking outside the box. You know,
according to my Google search, they are considered the same now.
What, bipolar and manic depression?
And I think bipolar is a kinder term.
They think it's a kinder term.
So yeah, all right.
I see differences between them, but
yeah, I mean, I guess I can see it. Your mood swings. Sometimes he's hard to keep up with.
Yeah. Well, that's
I do a bar show, so you had a busy schedule.
I will argue that they're the same, but yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I looked too.
I still see differences between.
Yeah, I just looked it up, Greg. And yeah. The trains will have to wait till Christmas. Yeah, it really is just terminology. I don't know that one really sounds better than the other, but then, you know, just going down that thread that I Googled, they said, you know, there's a difference between having a syndrome and a disorder, I think. So one is more severe than the other one. But you probably have the less severe, though maybe not.
I think my mom had the severe.
Your mom was probably severe.
Then again, she never tried to offer herself. I did, so, you know.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe she just didn't tell you. Looking for a repair guy.
No, she would always.
You might find somebody here.
She would always dramatically say she wished she could, and then guilt you.
Oh yeah, I imagine it would. I remember my father was in the Navy, and he got into the submarine corps.
Yep.
And he says the very first thing they did was check your fingernails. And if you bit your fingernails, you were not mentally stable enough to go into a submarine. I thought that was really interesting. I'm glad you failed at what? Oh, yeah, indeed.
Yeah, the thing is, the Beesman cars are more expensive, and if you buy the Fowler and upgrade them, it's the same price. They're basically the same systems, but Beesman, you know, with the remote controls, but those cars cost anywhere from 50% to 150% more than the Fowler cars. And then you can go Magna Rail, but Magna Rail, you can use any car, but Magna Rail doesn't let you do the coolest things that Beastman and Fowler can do.
Right.
And then what I'm really waiting for is for Miniature Wonderland, who's got their own system, which is a hybrid of both Beastman and Fowler, as well as their own stuff.
I don't nearly as much as an adult, but I will get them if they bother. I'll bite them if they bother me. So no, I would never make it in either. Obviously, my father was not a nail biter.
You chewed your toenails and ended up in Concord.
Wow.
My sister would chew her toenails.
That takes some flexibility. I could do it.
I'm sure there's some yoga teachers and women that were impressed.
Oh, you think women are more limber than men?
No, I don't know if one's more limber than the other. I would tend to think maybe women tend to be a little more limber, lighter muscle mass.
Look at your daughters.
Right, but I'm saying my sister could chew her toenails.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure
chewing his toenails.
I'm sure I could get my toe up to my mouth.
I can. Yeah. Maybe when I was a kid I could, but
I'm limber enough.
I'm not trying that.
I don't need to cut my I don't need to cut my.
I don't even want to
toenails
see if I can do it.
I don't need to chew on my toenails.
But I'm saying anybody that
Sounds pretty
flexible is
gross.
going to impress people
Yeah, I
for all
guess
the
so.
right and wrong reasons.
Indeed. Yeah, they are. Yeah, and they have to be. Oh my goodness, they're stuck in this tiny cylinder
Oh,
underwater.
she couldn't be a submariner.
Absolutely
I'm
not.
not, and I don't consider myself to be claustrophobic, but the idea of being underwater for days at a time, deep, where my brain starts going, if something goes wrong, we're dead. I think my brain, because see, that's one of my things. I go to worst case scenarios.
Oh, always he does.
I
yes.
don't expect the worst case, but my brain,
Yeah.
what do I do? If my brain always prepares worst case scenario.
Yeah, Tom, we went through a preserved submarine too, on land. And oh my goodness, it is. Anthony's too tall.
Yeah.
And absolutely not. That is so tight. That's tiny little.
All right, Jeff, take care of
Ugh,
yourself.
underwater.
Hopefully you'll solve whatever the problem is with
Yeah, I
those two
sure hope
locos.
so. So, yeah, spamming a cam indeed.
I would be drummed out because I would have given myself severe head injuries. I can only walk hunchback so far.
Yeah, Dad was born in 1930. He actually ended up missing all of the wars. Had he been a regular soldier, he would have gone to Korea, except he was a submariner, and they didn't need submarines in Korea.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, he didn't go
It was
in.
something like that. The call wasn't there for it.
I'm just over 6'3". The minute I put on shoes, I'm
Was it
6'4".
Vietnam?
No. My dad fought
In Korea.
in Korea.
Okay.
My uncle fought in World War II.
Yeah. Andy.
Sorry, Andy.
I'm not. Oh, you're fine the way you are, Andy.
What's the old adage? It's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog, right?
Yep.
But you're a hot dog pilot, Andy.
Yeah.
Yes, Lee, you are small.
Yep.
You're probably about the same height as Andy.
Pretty close. Yep. It's okay.
That's already one of the things I'm wondering who I'll meet at the Canadian
Yeah.
get together.
Who will go? Oh, you're a lot taller than.
You're a lot taller than you look. And then I'll meet some people who go, you're not that tall.
Yeah, it's true.
You know?
Yep. Most of it is you're a lot taller than you look on your channel. But you have to be standing up. to
Joyce
something.
is 5'7"-ish. Somewhere
Yeah.
between 5'7", 5'8".
Yeah, so I'm about the same on. That's mean. You can't be very big to be flying a jet. They want the smaller guys in there.
Yeah. Well, I said I was going to end this one a little early.
Your son's about 5'7", isn't he?
Say what?
I think his son was about the same height as me.
Yeah, Richard is about
yeah.
5'7", isn't he? 5'7", 5'8".
Sat on the caviar.
I think my dad was
That's a
always mad
British
I
thing.
passed him in height.
Oh, probably.
And I
He
still
doesn't need
remember
a
to this
reason.
day when my dad realized I was bigger than him.
Mhm.
Not a happy memory.
No. Yeah, your kids often pass you.
I thought starting high school, my son would get bigger than me. And as it is, he stopped shorter than me. I really thought he had hit 6'4".
Okay. Well, yeah, our kids are typically bigger. I'm the shortest in my family.
Yeah, my dad and my brother got into a very ugly physical confrontation. Neither one of them were in the mood to deal with the other, and they both were in the mood to provoke the other. And my brother is 4 years younger than me, and it erupted and exploded. Before I knew it, my dad was doing Homer on bark. He was just choking my brother, and I was home from college, and I had to intervene, and I grabbed my dad in a is it a bear hold or full like Nelson, whatever it was, and yelled at my brother to get out of the house, go somewhere.
Good, Andy.
Yeah. And
a submarine guy.
And when I was done, and I was in very good shape at the time, and this is right before I met Joyce, and I shoved my dad across the kitchen. And knowing my dad's temper, I stood there like with an attitude, old man, if you turn on me like that, you're going down. And my dad turned around, and the first thing he did is he was looking at my kneecaps. And I actually remember this kind of funny now, even though it's not a funny story. I remember it funny. My dad was pointing at like a 7-year-old me. He was looking at my kneecaps, pointing down, don't you ever touch me. And then he started looking up.
Yeah.
And you could see in him like, he's bigger than me. Andy's in better shape than me. So then he just yelled at me and left the room.
Retreat.
Yeah, it took him a few days to get over that, but I went back to school, and then next time I was in town, second, because that was before the Halloween party. That was my last visit before the October return, which was the Halloween party. And that's where you and I saw each other for the first time, but didn't realize we were seeing each other for the first time.
Yeah, it is.
And then my next time back in town is when you and I dated.
Okay. So it got better each time.
And that's why when my dad gave me that curfew, I was still feeling guilty about.
Right.
When my dad gave me that curfew, I was still feeling guilty about our last confrontation because we hadn't really talked much to each other since then.
No.
Every time you come into town, you're always running off with your friends. And I got to go into work early tomorrow because one of the boilers is acting up and I'm going to need help and hand. So you're going with me tomorrow. So I need you back by midnight or whatever it was, 11.
Yeah, 11, I think.
11 11. My dad gave me a curfew. I hadn't had a curfew since I was 15, and he gave me a curfew the night I met her. So I had to get home because I didn't want to. So I promised my dad I'd be home early because I had to go in at 5 a.m. with him to repair a boiler at the factory he worked because he was the maintenance supervisor. So he had to go in and work on this boiler, and he needed help. And the only other guy that could help him was on vacation or whatever. So I promised him I'd go in and help him. So yeah, just to.
Yeah. So. All right.
All right, we need to hit the road, don't we?
Yeah, we're gonna leave at 6. So.
We gotta leave. We gotta go bye-bye. It's a 3-hour car ride. I don't want to drive for 3 hours. I have really grown. Trains have spoiled me, man. The more I've ridden by train, the more I hate driving. Especially in big cities. Columbus's traffic. It's not Atlanta or LA, but it's still bad. It is annoyingly bad.
Okay. I think it's everything off. You can X this out?
No. Well, you can X that one out. I've got to go to this one here to stop
lights.
These two. Boom. Boom. And then I got to do that. All right. So anyhow, yeah, we are ending it a bit early, my friends. I'm sorry, and next week we're starting even earlier and ending it even earlier.
Because we got to drive farther.
We got to drive farther.
The other direction. Yeah.
We're going a 90-degree switch of direction.
Yeah.
Where we at? I want to go to this one. No. There we go. Okay. So anyhow, we want to thank you all for joining us. As always, we appreciate everything. You guys take care of yourselves. Have good weekends. Have good Friday evenings. Saturday mornings, on and on. Take care of yourselves.
Yeah, an hour earlier, Aaronville.
If you are dealing with loved ones that are ill, not well, you have our empathies and sympathies, especially those of you
sure.
like Rob and Grace, who I believe it was Rob just lost his dad to dementia, or technically complications from dementia.
Right.
We empathize more than sympathize. We've been there.
We've been there. Very awful.
It is horrifying to watch. And we've already got exit strategies in case one of us gets hit by it.
Yep. Pillow. Okay.
Pillow. Yeah. All right. So love you all. Thank you all.
Yep.
And on that note, we're going to say, I'll be the same.
Choose.
And happy trains. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Oh, my goodness. Actually out there.